And welcome to the Grant Center Averett University fans, where we're going to have a presentation of women's basketball first up in this doubleheader, featuring your Averett University Cougars going up against the Knights of Southern Virginia. The Cougars come in at an even 500 2-2 record. The Knights come in 3-1. The Cougars looking to hand them their second loss of the season and notch on their third win of the season. And Trevor, you have the starting lineup for the Southern Virginia Knights.
At guard, number 12, Brendy Ballum. At guard, number 13, Dawn Mead. At forward, number 21, Savannah Christensen. At guard, number 23, Alexis Barnes. And at forward, number 40, Katie Garish. Eddie, for the Cougar starters.
And like you said, the starters for the Cougars, the five starting us out on the court. First, number 3, senior guard, Amani Ajayi. Number 11, Raven Johnson. Number 12, senior guard, Alexis Rosia. Number 20, junior, Kiera Smith. And number 24, scoring machine, Brooke Carthen. The Cougars coming out in the icy white-on-white uniforms, and Southern Virginia, the maroon on maroon. Definitely looking forward to a great women's basketball matchup here in the Grant Center.
Yep. Just about ready for tip-off here.
So Johnson will be jumping against Garish. And the Knights win the tip-off. Barnes over to Mead. Mead across the court to Christensen. Back to Barnes. Barnes down low trying to find Garish. Garish ends up with it. Shot no good. Second chance points. Able to go in from Christensen. So here's Alexis Rosia, the senior guard for the Cougars, with the ball. Over to Carthen. Stoppage of players.
Coach was on the floor a little bit there.
Coach Wardenberg. Too close for comfort.
You know, a lot of these coaches wish they could get on the court too.
Get a little excited down there, so close to the action. So the Cougars go back to the same play. Carthen to Johnson. Johnson to Smith. Johnson on the pick. She's rolling. They find her up and in. Raven Johnson and Kiera Smith running that pick and roll masterfully.
It's a beautiful pick and roll there, and Johnson laid it up with the defender on her.
Outside for Christensen for 3. No good. It's going to be rebounded by her. And ball over to Mead. Defended by Rosia.
We've got to do a better job of boxing out there, Eddie.
And that layup good from Barnes. And here's Carthen, pull-up jumper. Falls in. So a high-scoring affair early. Both teams getting their shots off.
Good transition there. Good transition offense.
And that's going to be a foul called against Carthen. And so checking in for the Cougars will be Cameron Lunsford. Almost a 5-second violation there.
Alexis Rosia will take a seat.
There we go. Over to Garish outside. Back to Barnes. Barnes. Looks like she goes over to Mead. Trying to go to Garish again. And Garish at 6'3". Towers over Averett's tallest player, but here's Brooke Carthen leaning in, but still getting the bucket. She will not get the foul. Trying her best James Harden impression there.
Another good contact layup.
And the Cougars in this 1-3-1 defense. And Kiera Smith able to get her hands on it. Nice moves to get to the bucket by Southern Virginia, but here's the Cougars 3-on-2 fast break. Carthen able to find Lunsford, and the Cougars, just like that, up 8-6.
Good vision there by Carthen.
Way to make the smart play, and this Cougars, again, back in this 1-3-1 defense, allows them to trap whoever gets the ball, and that's Meade, sinking the three-pointer.
Cougar defense trying to see if they can force some turnovers with that pressure.
Smith outside with the ball. Carthen trying to find Ajayi.
Ball was poked away by Alexis Barnes there.
Garish outside. Ball over to Ballum. The Knights moving the ball around. And that's Christensen called for the carry. And so Rosia will come back in for Carthen. And also checking on will be Amanda Wood for the Knights. Here's Lunsford, a freshman.
Comes the Knights in transition.
And the Cougars will get possession of the ball as it was kind of been knocked around on the ground down low. Smith outside. Smith goes to Johnson. Johnson to Ajayi. Ajayi back to Johnson.
Good play.
And that's just great passing right there. Great passing and great chemistry.
Cougars took advantage of the Knights' man-to-man defense there.
And that bucket good for Southern Virginia.
Don Meade with the steal and forced a foul there. On Alexis Rosia.
And so the Cougars will get possession off of the errant pass. And confusion on the court, it looks like. The Knights do lead by just 1 point, 11-10.
They're going to add a foul to Southern Virginia.
5:36 on the clock in this first quarter. Ajayi finds Lunsford. Lunsford trying to find Smith, almost does. And she had the vision, just couldn't complete the pass. The Cougars playing great defense. Lunsford with the steal. Can she finish? Rosia will be there to help. And she couldn't get her shot to go, but she would be fouled on the ground. Brooke Jorgensen will come in, excuse me. And then Corey Stout will come in as well for Southern Virginia.
Meade and Garish will take a seat.
And the runner from Ajayi will fall in. Great defense from the Cougars. And again, the Cougars hustling on defense. That 1-3-1 formation allows them to trap everything. And it forces bad passes. So 12-11, the Cougars lead by 1.
Said Eddie, the Cougars testing the Knights' basketball IQ, see if they can make some, really have to make precise passes. When you're getting trapped and pressed like that.
Genesis Wieters checks on. Three-pointer put up, no good. Rebounded by Southern Virginia. Another three-pointer will go up in the air, also no good. This will be corralled by Raven Johnson. And Trevor, this Cougars basketball team was number 2 in the nation in rebounds per game last year and number 3 in the nation in total rebounds, led by Raven Johnson. And a steal by Southern Virginia. This is Stout running the court. Oh. Spin move blocked by Waiters. And here's Smith. And Stout ends up with the ball again. And Raven Johnson get her hands on it. So Southern Virginia will end up with possession. Brooke Carthen will check in, as well as Samantha Texan.
Highlight block there by Waiters.
Right. Great block. As it looked like Wood was going to have a free shot off the spin move, but Waiters.
She would have none of that.
A Stout shot off the glass and in. And the spin move from Brooke Carthen, able to find Waiters.
Almost got on the pass. Pass had just a little too much heat for her to handle it. Beautiful move there, though, by Carthen.
Timeout called. Southern Virginia leads it 13-12. We'll be back right after this. And we are back. Southern Virginia trying to inbound the pass. Stout being trapped. Ball goes to the Cougars.
Good defense there. 1-3-1. Putting the pressure. It's paying off early.
Carthen into Rosia. Rosia with the nice handles. I think they're going to say she stepped out of bounds. Into a different defensive formation now. Stout straight to the hoop, but Rosia, I think Rosia got a hand to that. And here's Rosia finding Waiters. Free throw range jumper. Good.
Good job by Rosia there. Draw the finish to her and find the open teammate for the easy bucket. Kickball there by Carthen. Possession will stay with the Knights.
And that's Garish picking up another one. Texan over to Rosia, 4-3, good! And she's fouled. So Rosia will step to the line for a 4-point play opportunity. And what a smart play from the senior guard. Able to drain the three-pointer and pick up the foul.
As a defender, you just have to take the loss there. No need to foul and give him an extra point.
Well, I think Rosia might have had some good theatrics on that play as well. But it's part of the game.
She did sell that.
So the free throw does not go. And nevertheless, Cougars lead by 2, 17-15. Three-pointer from Southern Virginia does not go, so they don't get to match. Over to Ajayi. Ajayi drives baseline, tries to find Waiters. And that ball trying to get to Stout. Texan with the good hustle. And so Raven Johnson will come back in for Waiters. Or Weeders, excuse me. Good rebound there from Ajayi. And here's Rosia and the Cougars. So Smith will check back in after the Carthen foul. And then Wright and Ballum will also check in for Southern Virginia. Southern Virginia was doing a good job of passing the ball around, and it looked like Johnson might have been able to get that ball. Three-pointer from Stout doesn't go, but here's Rosia on the break, and she will get fouled.
Rosia put the burners on there and just flew down the court.
And Rosia is one of the fastest players in this conference with the ball in her hand. And also one of the toughest as well.
I think they called that a flagrant foul, Eddie.
And they will call it a flagrant.
That was a physical foul there.
So Rosia will get the free throw here, unbothered. Sinks the first one. And the second one falls as well.
The Cougars will retain possession also.
Ball into Alexis Rosia. 19-15, Cougars with a 4-point lead here. Smith with it. Over to Texan. She goes to Rosia. Rosia finds Johnson. Johnson drives baseline and was looking for the foul, but nothing.
Johnson will have to sell that one a little bit more if she wants to get that call.
And so it will not be a shooting foul. So Southern Virginia will just get possession here. 122 left in the first quarter. Ball knocked out again by the Cougars. Southern Virginia looking for options. And they turn the ball over. Texan with the great defense. And here's the Cougars on the fast break. Texan over to Rosia. Rosia back to Texan. Texan to Ajayi. Ajayi. Shot no good. That was a long two. Stout outside showing off her dribble moves, and that's going to be a traveling violation. Rosia down low to Ajay. Ajay back to Rosia. Rosia trying to create space. Down low to Kiera Smith. Smith with the turnaround, Jay. And that was Ajay on the rebound and the shot. No good, but she was fouled, so she'll step to the free throw line for 2 more. First free throw doesn't go. Lunsford checks back in, giving Rosia a break. And Ajay doesn't get either one of her free throws to go. And great defense from Lunsford there. Way to find Johnson. Johnson to Ajay. Ajay over to Smith. Smith. And Smith with the nice handles. Over to Texan. Texan driving baseline, finding Johnson. Johnson finding Smith for 3. And I thought Smith was going to let that one fall, but just didn't get enough power on it. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. So Lunsford called on the foul for the Cougars. And Meade will go to the charity stripe. Free throw falls. Denise Chambers and Rosia will check in, both for Lunsford and Texan. And Ajay on the rebound. Smith over to Rosia. 3 seconds. Over to Chambers. And so after the first quarter, 19-16, your Cougars out in front. We'll be back here on the Averett Sports Network. And we are back here. The Cougars have possession to start off the second quarter, but Southern Virginia with a good defense to take the ball right away. Chambers still on the court. Outside. 3-point shot. Good from Meade. Ajayi outside. Over to Johnson. Johnson drives baseline. The reverse layup doesn't go.
Looks like Southern Virginia might have switched over to a zone defense.
Three-point shot from Southern Virginia again. No good. Smith able to corral that ball. Tied up at 19 apiece. Ball outside to Johnson. Back over to Chambers. Ball to Rosia. Rosia looking for help. Finds it in Johnson. Johnson over to Smith. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to run that pick and roll. But a foul is called, so Southern Virginia gets the ball. Caitlin Reed will check in. Freshman guard out of Cleveland, Tennessee.
Cougars still in the man-to-man defense.
And a foul called, but Garish doesn't care. She gets the shot to go, and she'll step to the line for one more. And she gets the three-point opportunity to go.
Knights now on a 6-0 run.
Reed over to Rosia. Over to Ajayi. And to Smith. Smith. Rosia. Rosia. Runner off the glass and in.
Tough shot. She got it to go. Great shot by Rosia there.
As the shot clock was winding down. 21 apiece. Outside shot. Falls in. What a shot from Alexis Barnes, the senior guard. Chambers drives baseline, finds Reed. Reed finds Smith. Smith 4-3. No good. And Smith, a talented three-point shooter, as well as Rosia. Both can knock that three-pointer down at will. Back to this 1-3-1 defense for the Cougars. And here's Rosia after the failed attempt from Southern Virginia. Over to Chambers. Chambers, Euro steps. Shot doesn't go, and Garish with the rebound.
God, I love to have a player like Garish that big under to get those boards. Big advantage for Southern Virginia there.
That long two, no good. And let's see if the Cougars can get some offense going here. 25-21. Rosia down low to Ajayi. Ajayi over to Smith. And Smith with the nice moves to get to the basket. First shot good from Barnes. Carthen and Wieters back in the game. Second free throw falls as well. Number 20, Amanda Wood in the game for the Knights. Rosia. Down low to Reed. Reed back over to Rosia. Referee got caught up in that mix there. Weeders trying to go down low to Carthen. Ball remains with Averett. Just 8 seconds on the shot clock. Can Rosia chase this down? And that block for Rosia worked temporarily for the Cougars, and Coach Hickey will take a timeout here. 29-23. The Knights out in front. And we're back here, 29-23. The Knights lead by 6.
Knights on a 13-4 run.
And so Carthen called on the foul.
Carthen in some foul trouble. Take a seat.
Will most likely sit out the rest of this half.
With 3.
And Weeder's doing a good job of defending there. And Smith just losing her dribble.
Cougars need to get a little bit of rhythm back.
(29-23), 6-point lead for the Knights. Carthen is in foul trouble. And a good pass to find Garish.
Again, Southern Virginia now on a 15-4 run since the end of the first period.
Smith, 5 seconds on the shot clock. And a blocked shot from Garish. Floater doesn't go, but the Knights do get the rebound. Fresh shot clock, 31-23. Smith defending outside, up against Meade. Double screen action going here. Meade goes right, comes back. Outside, shot no good, but rebounded by Garish. And Southern Virginia on the offensive glass playing out of their mind.
Doing a great job of out-rebounding the Cougars. Cougars going to have to get some of these rebounds if they want to kill this run Southern Virginia has put together.
Lunsford, Johnson, and Texan all back in for the Cougars. And that's how you fix the rebounding problem. Put Raven Johnson back in the game.
A little taller lineup in.
Johnson, an absolute monster on the boards. Southern Virginia almost got another offensive board there. Lunsford coming in and playing all scrappy. And Rosia with her, putting her defender on skates. And that's Nicole Muse. The Cougars have to calm down.
Sure do, Eddie.
Nice passing there.
Another turnover.
Another costly turnover by the Cougars.
Southern Virginia now builds their run up to 18-4 run. Cougars haven't scored a basket in about 4 minutes. I believe that was a half-court violation.
I think it was a 5-second.
5 second. I was going to say, it didn't look like she went over and then back.
Yeah, I think it was 5 second. That ball was being tossed around back here, and she just wasn't aware. But nevertheless, Raven Johnson will inbound to Rosia, and let's see if the Cougars can get something going here. Here's Sam Texan. Cougars get a fresh 30 on the clock and possession. And pass there into Ajayi. Over to Rosia for 3. Good. And that's what the Cougars needed right there.
It's their first bucket in about 3 to 4 minutes. Now let's see if they can get some stops here and get some rebounds.
Johnson has to get her hand up there, as that was Barnes.
Good bucket there by Barnes.
Rosia outside. And Johnson trying to squeak that pass in through the traffic to Ajayi. Possession remains with the Cougars. Rosia to Ajayi. Over to Texan. Texan drives baseline. And they're going to say there was an Averett player in the paint for 3 seconds. 10-point lead for Southern Virginia. Here's Stout. Defended by Rosia. That three-pointer put up and was good from Amanda Wood. Had a little bit of range on that one.
Yeah. Some arc on that.
That foul called against Muse. Into Lunsford, down low to Ajayi. Spin and shot, no good, but Texans fighting for it. Ball remains with Averett still, 39-26. Cougars need to cut this lead down to as small as possible before the half ends. Into Texan. Over to Lunsford. Lunsford over to Rosia. Rosia down low to Ajayi. Ajayi backing down, finding Rosia again. Rosia finding Texan. Texan over to Ajayi. Foul called on Corey Stout of the Knights. So a fresh shot clock for the Cougars again. Another 30 seconds, and Zenise Chambers will check in. Ajayi down low to Chambers. Over to Texan. Texan down low to Ajayi. Ajayi off the glass and no good. And here's Southern Virginia, 3-on-2 fast break here. They can make something happen. And the Cougars do a good job of getting back on defense. And that ball finds its way out of bounds.
Just over about a minute to go in the half here.
And that's Woods.
Offensive rebound for the Knights.
And so a charge called that time against Barnes. .45 seconds left in this first half. Lunsford over to Johnson. And Chambers with the three-pointer, no good.
Seconds to go in the half.
Barnes shot no good. Jump ball called. And so Southern Virginia will get possession. Shot clock disappears. 39-26. Southern Virginia leads by 13. Ten seconds. Southern Virginia wants the last shot here. And Lunsford playing good defense. Three seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second.
Got it to go. Southern Virginia ends the half on a 25-7 run.
How about that? 41-26. Southern Virginia went on an absolute tear in the second quarter. We'll be back after this, and let's see if the Cougars can bring it back in the second half.
Welcome back to the Grant Center here. Ready for the second half. Southern Virginia leads Averett 41-26. And the Knights went on a massive run at the end of the first quarter, and through the second quarter, 23 to 10. And they lead now 41-26. Cougars had some trouble rebounding and just a lot of turnovers on that run. So they fixed that in the second half.
And as you mentioned, turnovers was the monster that plagued the Cougars in the last few minutes, or in all of the second quarter, really. The Cougars were pretty much handing the ball over as if they didn't want it. And let's see, like you said, the Cougars have made some changes because in the first quarter they played well.
They really did. They were passing well and playing some good defense.
And here's Brooke Carthen. And that shot doesn't go from Carthen. Got into foul trouble early in the second quarter. And that's really when the points started to pile on from Southern Virginia, is when Carthen got in foul trouble. So let's see if Carthen can keep her hands away. Fadeaway jumper from Carthen goes in. Shot up. No good there from Christensen. And here's Rosia running the floor. A shot no good, but here's Carthen picking up the foul.
Christensen, Southern Virginia, called a foul for second. Carthen will shoot two.
Carthen really the number one scoring threat for this Cougars team. Averages 16.5 points and 8 rebounds a game. So she definitely has to step it up now after getting in foul trouble. She picked up 1 in the first quarter, then picked up 2 in the second quarter. So again, she didn't play a whole 7 minutes. Raven Johnson with the rebound, doing what she does best. Raven Johnson averages 10.5 rebounds a game.
I feel like Carthen has to get going. She's the key to this Cougars offense. Late foul call there.
That was really late.
Yeah.
And they're going to call that foul on Raven Johnson. I thought she was able to get the block, but oh well, 43-29. And you can expect Carthen to play heavy minutes in the second half. And rebound from Raven Johnson there. Ball into Averett. Great pass to find Carthen, and Carthen fouled hard. So Carthen doing the opposite of what she did in the first half. Instead of committing fouls, she's picking them up here. Step into the line to get those 2 free throws. And the Cougars just cannot cross this barrier to get the 30 points. And Carthen makes the second one, so 43-30. And here's Southern Virginia. Good hands from Texan there to knock that ball away. Southern Virginia keeps possession. And Garrett's shot doesn't go. And here's Rosia. And she's fouled on the sideline.
And already 3 early fouls by Southern Virginia. Good job of the Cougars to force some fouls.
Comu's in for the Knights. Texan. Over to Carthen. Carthen. Back to Texan. Texan to Johnson. Johnson over to Ajayi. Ajayi drives baseline. Doesn't get it to go, but Johnson with the good athletic effort. And the ball will stay with Averett. Johnson laying it all out on the line to keep the ball for her team.
Those are the type of plays that'll make a difference. The Cougars can make a comeback here.
They don't show up on the stat sheet, but like you said, they definitely make a difference. And so Raven Johnson able to get another point here for her team. So 43-32, just an 11-point lead now. And Garish again down low in the paint. Ball over to Texan. Texan to Ajayi. Ajayi to Rosia. Rosia for three. It does not go. Ball stays with Averett. Garish able to get her hand to that ball. And here's Southern Virginia if they can handle the ball. Here's Garish again. Garish running the floor, almost finishing off on the other end. Ball over to Rosia. Rosia almost blocked again by Garish.
Garish doing great for her team today. She averages 16 points a game, 11 rebounds a game.
Averaging a double-double. That is something else.
She's also shooting 54% from the floor on the year.
And Garish also averages just over 3 blocks a game.
She's been doing that today. Say she has at least 3 today.
And that's Johnson. I think she'll be credited with that block as well. Ball over to Ajayi. Cougars keep a hold of it. And Carthen gets the shot to go. Johnson another rebound. Texan mid-range jumper falls in. And we're back. 45-38. The Cougars have trimmed that lead to just 7. Great hands from Amani Ajayi there. Little discussion going on with the referee down there. Coach Wardenberg arguing that should be his team's ball.
The ref he's having a conversation with called a foul.
We'll see it to Carthen. Carthen over to Johnson. Johnson over to Rosia. Moving screen called. Here's Southern Virginia using that pick and roll again. Raven Johnson picks up her 3rd foul, and that will bring her out of the game, temporarily at least. Looks like Wieters will check on for her.
Number 23, just Wieters coming in for Raven.
And that's Garish again, the rebound and the putback. Ball over to Carthen. Carthen.
Carthen draws another foul. She's been doing some good work in the paint early in this second half.
Fouls called number 23 of Southern Virginia, Alexis Barnes, her 3rd.
Barnes will pick up her 3rd foul. And again, that will bring her out temporarily as well. Amanda Wood will check in for her.
Amanda Wood coming back in for the Knights.
Shot good. Traveling violation called there. That was Stout. 7-point game for the Cougars. And here's Amani Ajayi trying to go with the over-under.
Garish with another block. Garish and Carthen both doing work for their respective teams under the boards tonight.
Rosia. Outside, 15 on the shot clock. Nice screen set. Carthen outside, 4-3. Good. Nothing but net.
And here come the Cougars now. Only down by 4.
And like we said, not having Carthen in the lineup hurt the Cougars in that first half. And also, as we mentioned, Carthen not seeing the bench any this the second half. And that was Stout's 3-pointer, no good. And here's Carthen the other way. She finds Texan. Texan finds Ajayi. Ajayi back to Texan. Texan gets fouled.
And having Carthen in, you just see the effect she has on this Cougars team.
Such a lethal scorer.
She's a big body and she can shoot.
4-point game. Texan sinks the first one with ease. Makes it a one-possession game. Three-point game here for the Cougars. Wood outside with it. Garish able to get her shot to go.
I have to say, Garish has been the best player for the Knights in this game so far.
And miscommunication on the part of Ajayi and Texan, and you're absolutely right. Garish has been controlling the boards on both ends when she's in the game, and when she gets her hands on it offensively, goes right into the cup.
It's hard to stop her.
Ball to Wood. Wood jumper. Good.
Good shot ball to Wood.
Ball over to Texan. 4-3. No good. Off that back iron. Three-pointer falls. And that was Meade. And here's Lunsford. Over to Rosia. Rosia. Johnson checks back in for Averett.
Just under 2 minutes to go here in the third.
And back to this 1-3-1 defense. A little more lax this time.
Lead back up to 10 for the Knights.
Looks like they're only going to play it at half court, not a full court as they were.
Almost a turnover there.
And that foul called against Lunsford. Back up to a 10-point game, Trevor.
Cougars just had it at 3.
And Garish.
There she is again. Garish has been terrorizing the Cougars on both ends on the boards tonight.
Here's Lunsford. Pass turned over. Trying to find Garish down low again. Rosia with it now. And Texan trying to find Johnson. And that's Wood's third foul. Let's see if Raven Johnson can bring this back down to just a 10-point game. Right off the front of the rim, and Carthen checks right back in. And that second free throw falls in. And here we go. This is Meade with it. Garish standing outside with the ball. She goes over to Christensen. Christensen back to Garish. And a block called on Lunsford. And Garish, her shot falls in.
Number 28, Kara Smith, coming in for the Cougars.
Both shots fall. Smith over to Johnson. Johnson to Carthen. Carthen puts her shot up. "25 seconds on the clock in the third quarter. Not sure on what happened there. 58-45 is the score. Southern Knights in the lead with 20 seconds left in the third quarter. That was a good way to get to the cup by Barnes. Just wasn't able to finish. Rosia puts the shot up. No good. So 58-45. Let's see what the Cougars can do. Down 13. We are back here, 58-45, 10 minutes left in this ball game. And the president is here, Dr. Tiffany Franks, showing up as she always does for our athletic events. Trying to find Garish, does not. And here's Rosia. Rosia over to Smith. Smith's shot doesn't go. Ball stays with the Cougars. Over to Smith, corner three, good. And as we mentioned earlier, Kiera Smith's three-pointer, one of her strong points. So just a 10-point game now. Jumper from Meade goes in. Trying to find a Jai. And Wood able to get a hold of it, and here's Garish. Wood outside, trying to find Garish, instead finds Ajay. Errant pass will give the possession back to Southern Virginia. Timeout called by Coach Liz Hootie. (60-48), 12-point game, 8:40 left. And Garish up and in.
Garcia pulls the three. Not good. Rebound collected by Garish.
And Barnes' shot no good, but she was fouled.
Number 20 for Averett, Kiera Smith called for the foul. Smith's second foul.
And Kiera Smith with the great defense.
Low to Garish, and Garish gets it to go. See it to Carthen. A three ball from Ajay, and she hits it. Cougars down by 12.
Katie Garish, 23 points and 11 rebounds on the game so far, 10 of 18 shooting. Brooke Carthen, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Rosia, 12 and 5. And Johnson, 7 and 6. Rosia's pull-up jumper doesn't fall. Carthen defending outside. Johnson defending outside now. Mead with the ball. Three ball. Rebounded by Texan. Over to Carthen she goes. Three-pointer from Carthen. Good.
Say that was a two, actually.
(64-53) it is then, with the two-pointer from Carthen. The long two-pointer. (11-point game for the Cougars. Lunsford checks back in. Rosia. Lunsford outside for 3. Good. Cameron Lunsford.
No doubt about that. That was for sure a 3.
Now, it looked like it might have been a clean block from Raven Johnson, but I'm going to call the foul on Lunsford. And so Lunsford will come and take a seat back on the bench as she is in foul trouble. Free throw up and in. Both shots good, so 10-point game. Ball back over to Carthen, and Carthen does lose her dribble. I believe we're looking at a full court press from the Cougars, and we are. Garish with the ball. Timeout called by Coach Wardenberg. 66-56. Cougars trying to come back in this game. 10 points here for the Knights. The Knights with a 10-point lead here. Christensen outside. Didn't get the look she wanted. Amanda Wood with it. Meade now. And they will turn the ball over.
Number 20, Tara Smith coming in for the Cougars.
Carthen to Texan. Texan to Rosia. Rosia will step back out. Back to Texan. Texan goes down low. And a charge called. So Carthen called on the charge, and the bench of Southern Virginia getting hype. Full court press here from the Cougars. Carthen has 4 fouls now, so she has to be careful. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this game.
Smith called for the foul on the third. And 21, Cameron Lunsford of the Cougars checking back in.
Christensen thought about taking that three-pointer, but Carthen was right there. Stout. Downloaded Garrish, back to Stout.
And on the violation, possession goes to Cougars.
66-56. Southern Virginia leads here with 4:30 to go in the game. Ajay with the 3. Makes the lead 7. Steal here by Osea.
Number 11 for Averett Johnson in the game.
Johnson over to Carthen. Carthen to Lunsford. Lunsford thought about the three-pointer. Finds Texan instead. Texan long two-pointer. Goes in. Just a 7-point lead now. The Cougars, 3 minutes to go. A 7-point lead. And Lunsford doing a good job. And the Cougars with the ball again. Can they ride this momentum? Chambers will check in. And the Cougars, pretty much all guards on the floor right now. Over to Carthen. Carthen, pump fake, loses her dribble. Foul called against Sam Texan. Ballum sinks her first free throw. That three-pointer no good at all. I think Carthen was fouled on that play. Lunsford in to Carthen, and Carthen fouled on the shot this time. First one good.
as well.
Number 10, Averett first. Brandy Ballum at the line with 2 shots.
7-point game. 8-point game now. So possession goes back to Averett. 8-point game here. 2:37 left in the game. The screen set by Chambers. And Rosia fouled on the shot. And so that will be so I'm trying to understand what's going on here. Technical was just assessed to Southern Virginia.
I believe they're saying because he didn't get a player up is when they.
Yes, because it's Stout's 5th foul. And the referee was waiting on a player, like you said, waiting on a player to come up, but I don't think.
Coach was arguing the number of fouls on a couple of his players.
Right. And Garcia makes the best of the first one. Second free throw good as well. And so now Rosia will get 2 free throws from being fouled on the shot as well. So that could really change the scope of this game here.
Rosia still at the line, shooting 2.
So just a 5-point game now. Four-point game. Rosia goes 4 in a row there. And a 5-second.
Timeout.
And that's a great timeout there from Coach Wardenberg, as they were going to have a 5-second violation, but a 30-second timeout called. We'll be back here just a few seconds. (71-67). Southern Virginia still out in front, but the Cougars do have the momentum. Garish with the ball. And if Southern Virginia wants to score, they got to go to Garish. Chambers thought about the three-pointer. And Denise Chambers called on the charge, actually. But it's time to get back and play defense. Can't dwell on the pass. 6-point game here. Ball in to Barnes. And a foul called against Barnes. And that's Barnes' fourth. Ball to Carthen. Carthen to Rosia. Rosia thought about the three-pointer. And what a pass there. And they're going to call a lane violation on Carthen. And they're going to call a block on Rosia.
Cougars over the limit.
And Coach Hootie looking for an explanation. And for all you Averett fans wondering, Coach Hootie is Coach Liz Hickey. She did get married here in this fall time over September, I believe. And so she is now Coach Liz Hootie.
Congratulations to her.
Oh, yeah, what an accomplishment. So 1:31 left in this game. Rosia to Texan. Texan to Chambers. Chambers for three! Off the front of the rim. And a traveling violation called on Barnes.
Cougars need to get some points out of this possession.
Desperately.
Down by 8 with 1:20 to go.
A three-pointer would be nice,
and
but
a turnover.
Anything works. Can the Cougars chase this down? And they do. Here's Lunsford. They have the numbers. Over to Carthen they go. Carthen leans in. Shot no good. Ball stays with Averett. Rosia on the pass in. Over to Lunsford they go. Lunsford to Rosia. Rosia down low to Carthen. Carthen looking for a shot. Almost the opportunity for a three-point play there. And that would be Garish's third foul. Carthen will step up to the line now. Can make this just a 6-point game. Brings it down to 7. Can't make the second shot, but Chambers was there. Chambers grabbed the rebound and put up the second chance points, but it came off the side of the rim. And they're going to call another foul on Denise Chambers. So we're going to step to the other side of the court and shoot 2 free throws. And this will be Alexis Barnes, the senior guard out of Oceanside, California. She sinks her first one. And I'm almost surprised that Kiera Smith isn't in the lineup with her three-point ability, but there has to be something that Coach Hootie knows that I don't know. She knows this team better than anyone. And Rosia knows this team needs points and points quick. They cannot wait. Kickball violation. Averett has to get points, and it has to be quick here. Under a minute to go, 77-68. Ball into Rosia. Rosia wraps around, almost loses possession of the ball. Over to Chambers they go. Chambers over to Rosia. Rosia for three. No good. And possession goes to Southern Virginia with 38 seconds even on the clock. And so a foul called.
11, Corey Stout. That's Stout's 5th foul. She is out.
Stout has 5 fouls now.
15, Dawn Mead in for Southern Virginia. Number 25, Kate Reed in for Averett.
27.7 on the clock. The Cougars need a couple of three-point plays. Ball over to Reed. Reed puts that three-pointer up. No good. Lunsford shot gets blocked. Rosia. Lunsford for three. Doesn't go. And Lunsford fouls, and I think that will just about end this game with 4.5 seconds left. And Lunsford picks up her 5th. And Trevor, what a game from this Averett women's basketball team.
They fought to the very end. Just that big run in the first and into the first quarter and through the entire second quarter really defined.
And honestly, it would have been easy to give up at that 15-plus point deficit that they were at, as you mentioned. But this Cougar team fought and came all the way back. And like we mentioned, the addition of Brooke Carthen back into that lineup offensively tremendously helped. You see what this team looked like with and without her, and it's polar opposites.
Yes. I talked to Raven Johnson in class, and she said they're not really mad when they leave it all out on the court, and I think they left it all out on the court today. It just came up a little short.
And so a couple of post-game stats here. Kaylin Garish finishes for Southern Virginia 25-13 on the day.
She had herself a day.
Amanda Wood with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Alexis Barnes, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. And then for Averett, Amani Ajayi picked up 8 points and 6 rebounds. Raven Johnson, 7 and 6 on the day. Alexis Rosia, 16 and 5 rebounds with 4 assists to add on to it. And Brooke Carthen, 20 points even, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And she was perfect on the day from beyond the arc. So like we mentioned, a great game, a great showcase of basketball from this women's team, even though they fall just short. Excited to see what the season holds for them. And we ask that you join us here in about 45 minutes where the men's basketball team will take on the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan here on the Averett Sports Network.